Hello, hello, Dave Staublin here doing some good math. We are going to solve inequalities by multiplying and dividing. This is the trickiest part of inequalities because of the impact of negative numbers. And it's very tricky, so I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, so let's go back to equations. If we have an equation like this one where we're multiplying 8 times x equals 16, what we want to do to get the x by itself is do the opposite operation, which is divide. So 8 divided by 8 is 1 times x is x. We have the equal sign. 16 divided by 8 is 2. And the way that you would draw that in a number line is filled in circle at 2. All right, now here's the similar problem, except it has an inequality. Now here's what we do. Same thing. It's multiply, so you do the opposite operation, which is divide. 8 divided by 8 is 1, times x is 1x. Write the inequality. 16 divided by 8 is 2. Find 2 on the number line, put a circle. There's an equal sign, fill it in. We want all the numbers that are greater than 2. So it's going to be all of that way. Okay? Pretty straightforward. Here's where it gets tricky. Now, let's do an equation again. Now we have negative 8 times x equals 16. So we want to do the opposite operation, which is divide by negative 8. Negative 8 divided by negative 8 is positive 1 times x is x. We have the equal sign. 16 divided by negative 8, negative 2. It's an equals. The solution is 2. Now, let's go down to the inequality. And what I want you to notice are 2 equations. This is negative 8x greater than or equal to 16. This is 8x greater than or equal to negative 16. Now, I'm going to solve these together and show you the impact of the negatives. Okay? Now, we have a negative 8 times x. We want to do the opposite operation, so we're going to divide by negative 8. We have an 8 times x. We want to do the opposite operation, so we divide by 8. Okay? In this case, 8 divided by 8 is 1 times x is x, and negative 16 divided by 8 excuse me, is negative 2. I'm not going to do anything with the inequality yet. I'm going to show you. Okay, now this one over here, negative 8 divided by negative 8 is 1 times x is x. 16 divided by negative 8 is negative 2. Now looking at these, you would think they are both the same. But here's where it's very tricky. On this one, do you see how we're dividing by a positive 8? The divisor is a positive number. If the number you are dividing by, that divisor is positive, you just rewrite the inequality. Now, did I give you a hint? Look at over here. What is the divisor? It's negative. We are dividing by a negative number. If you are dividing by a negative number, you change the direction of the inequality. Okay, that's the key thing. If the number you are dividing by is negative, you change the direction. Now that also works for multiplying. If you multiply both sides by a negative, you change it. I'll show you an example of that. Let's just graph this really quick. Negative 2 is our number. There's an equal. You fill it in. We want the x's that are smaller than negative 2, so it's going to be that direction. This one, the number is -2. It's an equals. Fill it in. We want the numbers that are bigger. So it's going to be like that. Pretty crazy, huh? All right, let's do one more. And here is the example. Let's say, I'm going to do two of them. Let's say that we have, let's go 40. Hold it. Sorry, I'm making this up on the fly. Let's go x divided by 5 is greater than or equal to 8. And let's do x divided by -5 is greater than or equal to 8. Okay? So, two different problems. Here's what we're going to do. So we have x divided by 5. We want to do the opposite operation. So we want to multiply both sides by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1 times x is x. 5 times 8 is 40. Now we multiplied by a positive number, so the inequality stays the same direction. Let's look at this one. We are dividing by a -5. We want to multiply by -5. -5 divided by -5 is positive 1 times x is x, and that's -40. But here's the key. We had to multiply both sides by negative, and so you have to switch the direction of the inequality. Okay? That's the trick. Let me give you an assignment. Let's try. I'm going to give you a lot of problems because these are tricky and it's good to practice. On page 113, 1 through 12, 14 to 25, and 30 to 37. Okay?